Hey guys, so I thought today I might show you how I take my testosterone injection. As a part of my transition, I've decided to take hormones. I used to take these in capsules, but now I inject it into my leg. I'm going to start by showing you the gear that I use to inject into my leg. So to give myself a shot of testosterone, I use 2 needles. This one is an 18 gauge. This one is the one that I use to take the medication out of the container and put it into the syringe. The 18 gauge is just a little bit shorter than my pinky finger, but it's quite thick, so I'm really glad I don't have to inject with this one. The needle that I use to actually inject myself with is this one. This is a 21 gauge. It's longer than my pinky finger, and the whole of it has to go into my leg. All of it. All of it. This is the actual syringe. It's not very big, it's only very tiny because there isn't a lot of medication that has to go into it. This is an alcohol prep wipe. I use this to just clean the area around my leg before I inject it. This is my sharps container. This is where I put all my used needles and syringes. When the sharps bin is full, I just put on the lid and I take it back to the doctors and they'll dispose of the waste for me. This is what testosterone comes in. It's a little glass vial with a really thin neck. To get the medication out, you put the black dot away from you, hold the neck, and snap it. Though, I learnt the hard way to put a piece of paper towel over it because sometimes the tip of this breaks. I forgot to film this when my camera was in the other position, but this is a plaster. You use it to stick it on where you put the needle. So, sorry if I'm not looking directly down the camera lens, I'm looking at my video monitor just to make sure I'm in the center of the screen that you can see what's happening. So the first thing you have to do is you need to check your little vial for the expiry date. This expires on May 2017, so we're perfectly safe to use this. Then you have to give it a couple of good shakes, holding onto the top of it so that all of the medication goes onto the bottom of the vial. The next step is to get your paper towel and put it over the top of the vial and get ready to snap it. Now, this is glass, so sometimes the top of the head shatters. And sometimes it's just really hard to get the neck off the bottle and you just kind of have to roll with it. Sometimes it's easy, so let's see if I embarrass myself right now. So you just put it on top of the bottle, black dot facing away from you, and pop! And then the neck comes off the bottle like that. So you take the syringe out of the packet and you take your 18 gauge and you put it on. Every syringe is different, but for this one, it's a little screw at the top and you just twist it on. The needle has a cap on it and you can just pop that off. So you take the cap off your needle and then you pick up your vial. Now, the end of this needle is kind of tapered to the side. This is so you can get in all the little crevices and all that kind of stuff and just make sure you have all of the medicine out. I keep calling it medicine, it's testosterone, it's not like Panadol. Now that the vial is empty, that also goes in the sharps bin. So you'll tend to have a lot of air in your syringe, so you just push gently on the syringe and get rid of some of that air. You don't have to get rid of all of it, but you want to get rid of most of it because you don't want to be pumping a whole bunch of air into your body. Then you just pop the cap back on, twist the needle off, pop it in the sharps bin. Now the syringe you can just turn upside down and it's not going to drip anywhere. You're fine. So you can just put that down for now while you get out your other needle. And so then you grab the 21 gauge, same deal as the 18, you just screw it on, pop the top off. So the next step is to strip. I'm sorry, you don't have to strip, you can just take your pants off, whatever. Okay. So the next thing you have to do is you have to find yourself a comfortable position where your leg can be relaxed. This can be lying down, I like to do it sitting. The toilet seems to be the best place to do this, just because if I bleed it's not going to get anywhere important. I have my alcohol wipe, my plaster and my needle at the ready, and I'm just going to get ready to shoot it into my leg. So these are my legs, I hope you like them. So we're going to be injecting around about here. The trick is to keep your muscle really relaxed. It hurts a lot less in relaxed muscle and I think it's actually just better in general. So you're going to take your alcohol wipe and then you're just going to clean up the area around where you're going to inject. You inject around about here, though if your doctor has given you other instructions, listen to their instructions, not mine. This is just how I was taught and how I do it. While that's drying, I like getting my plaster ready. I also like rewarding myself with really cute plasters to wear afterwards. I've recently got a whole bunch of Mickey Mouse ones. They're really tiny and they're really cute. Don't judge me. Right, here comes the moment. So, Just whack off the cap, throw it on the ground, and then just make sure that your leg is really relaxed, I suppose. And so what you're going to do is you're not going to make like a big jabbing motion, you're just going to be nice. Now, you're not aiming to stab the whole thing into your leg at once. You're aiming to get a couple of millimeters in. Once you have that far, you're not going to be hitting any nerves, so it's not going to hurt as bad. It doesn't hurt that much anyway. So just breathe in. Boom. A little bit of a sharp pinch. Make sure that you push it all the way in. Cool. Now what you have to do is you have to pull the syringe as if you're drawing up more medication. And just make sure that you're not drawing up any blood. You probably won't, but if you do, stop. And now that we're sure I'm not bleeding, we're just going to slowly inject the medication. This doesn't hurt, it's just like a little bit of pressure on my leg. Cool. And then just pull back slowly. Get your paper towel ready because you might bleed. Ha! I didn't bleed this time. Nice. While you're putting pressure on your leg, just put the needle case back on so that you're not going to accidentally stand on it and hurt yourself. Just make sure that when you take the paper towel off, if you're not bleeding, you mark where the injection point is so you can put the plaster directly over it. That way you're not going to be bleeding onto your pants or anything. Cool, and then all that's really left to do is whack on your plaster of choice. And there we go. You've just injected your leg with hormones. You were a big boy now. Now you've injected your leg, you put your syringe and your needle into the sharp spin, clean up your mess, and you're good to go. The next few days your leg might feel a little bit sore. That's completely normal, you've just shoved a huge needle into your leg. But just know your body. If it's hurting too much or if it's feeling a way you don't think it should be feeling, feel free to call up your doctor, they're there to help you. And if you can't inject yourself yet, if you have to go to the doctors for your injection, if you have to take capsules or gel, that's fine too. This isn't for everyone, this is just my personal choice, and I know that some of you might want to do this one day too, so the video's for you. If you have any questions about hormones or being transgender, just feel free to ask in one of the links below or just in the comments, and I'll try and get back to you.